will be next to join the likes of Jason Duffner, Grant Snedeker, and Keegan Bradley as the next great Web.com Tour graduate.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present opening round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. Getting set now for first round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. This is the fourth and final stop of the Web.com Tour Finals. And Frank, this is always a pressure-packed environment.
It is, but also a chance to see the raw talent that'll be on display for many a year. And at this tender stage, these players are powerful, talented, and often brilliant.
Frank, Tiger certainly had his adventures here at 14.
Well, we'll never forget that. Spun it left. In the end, was very, very lucky to get away with 6. Had it been 7, Garcia might have just caught him at the post. But he will, and we will, never forget 14.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. Frank, challenging approach shot here at the 14th.
Yeah, there's some subtle mounds in this green. One that comes in on the right, and then another one that starts to come in about 2/3 of the way down on that left side.
Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Every chance of going in.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Now down to hole number 15. Just a mediocre first round up to this point from our featured golfer. Frank, what are some keys to making something happen down the stretch?
Well, if this is the worst score that they shoot all week, I think that's one of the keys, because this is a position to vault forward from.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, it's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Frank, what's the key on this approach here at the 15th?
Well, knowing exactly where that pin placement is, Rich. There's mounding. There's that little gut out of the right side of this green. If you miss your mark here, that ball can easily finish 30 or 40 feet away.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie.
It's at sneaky distance. Inexcusable.
Still playing even for the day after the par. Now the start of the gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18. Par 5, 16. Frank, Tiger made birdie here all 4 days in winning in 2013.
Fred Couples made that fantastic eagle many years ago. Hole bends a little to the player's left. You don't have to hit driver here if you're a long hitter, but you really must move that ball right to left.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight.
Rich, this is the player that I'm really curious to see how they do long term. Tons of power. There's talent. You can see that. Anybody can pick that up. And the touch, too, and the skill required. It's not just about long hitting. This player seems to have all the good. And I know we talk about it on a regular basis, but I think this particular talent is special.
Has a great resume, too. We've known about this player since they were in the junior ranks. #1 ranked junior player in the world. Went on to have a phenomenal collegiate career. Played well on the amateur level. So at every step, Frank, has been successful. Has been a winner.
Strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. Getting set now over the putt. Ooh, that hurts. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Goodness, Frank, that is painful.
Oh, yeah, that's the... You'd rather miss the hole at times, wouldn't you?
That takes him to 1 under on the day. Now one of the more difficult holes in golf. The 18th here at Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. In 2013, this hole averaged .39 strokes above par. What makes it so challenging, Frank?
Just that big body of water that's to the left of 18 here, that's also shared to the right of 9. Not a single fairway bunker on this 18th hole. So really, lack of definition. It's so hard to find a target here.
Frank, it's all about focus and positive imagery, isn't it, here on this approach shot at the 18th?
You have to be precise with your target here. You can't be looking left at the water or mounds on the right. Plus, there's all the mounding on the screen. So, in the end, look at the flag, aim at the flag, go there.
That should be pretty good right there.
No! Lecco mio.
Just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Solid play, heart of the green. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. So close.
Ja,
just a tap in from
klar.
there.
Ja, klar.
And that's a bogey. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Navalo. So long for now. EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present second round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. Frank, the bunker on the right, I wouldn't call that a pot bunker. This is some kind of a hazard, isn't it?
Yeah, meanders all the way down the right side, but really it's the lesser of two evils. I'd rather be in that bunker on the right than the hill on the left.
This one's sweet, Frank.
Super.
He'll be happy with that. In the fairway, now a good chance to attack this hole. Frank, the second here at the fourth is a dangerous shot.
Once again, this is another example of where you have to look at the green. Where exactly is the flag? If it's on that high portion, you've got to fly it all the way back. This looks like it's going to find the target.
That was an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Frank, I thought that was in. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Frank, the golf course toughens up right here at the long par 4/5.
Yeah, when you play it off the back tee, 470 yards, it's nearly 320 yards to that last bunker down the left side. That really has to be in the back of your mind. The ideal tee shot, a little left to right.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Frank, for our viewers just tuning in, remind them what is at stake here in this Web.com Tour Championship final.
50 players will actually go forward in 2015, have their PGA Tour card. And the way it's divvied up is you take the top 25 on the money list from the regular Web.com season. And then added to that, the remaining 25 cards will come from this Web.com Finals series. That's the 50 guys, and they'll all be ranked in position of where they finish. This is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. He'll need to be strong with this.
par currently.
Has his par. Hole number 6, 393 yard, par 4. What's in store for us here, Frank?
Another one really where you're just trying to poke it down there. When you stand on that back tee, there's an overhanging limb that you just get an eye of. So if you try and hit that ball a little too low, that's going to encourage a miss hit.
Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. He's made it. Seventh hole here at Sawgrass, Frank, a bit uncomfortable off the tee.
It is. It reminds me a little bit of the opening hole, much longer version, where when you stand on the tee and look at the green, it's a straightaway hole. But that fairway goes to the left and it comes back to the right. But they're all optical illusions.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Headed to the right, just a tap. About 25 feet from the cup. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. This one has a good line. I tell you, he's setting himself up for a good weekend. Former college #1 makes another birdie. TPC Sawgrass, the fabled stadium course designed by the legendary Pete Dye. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo. And here at the 8th, Frank, most players are happy walking out of here with a par 3.
And the reason why, it's a very narrow entry to this green. It's just littered with bunkers around, left, behind, to the side, and even short. Once you get further up the green, though, even though this is sort of an undulating green, it starts to widen up. So don't get trapped into just looking at the front of this hole.
Not terrible, but not his best.
An outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
That was not a very good read right there. 12 feet still to go. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
So just a formality. Frank, they didn't have any openings at EA Sports Basketball because, I mean, this is just brutal to watch. That concludes the second round here at this amazing golf course. And, Frank, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow.
I certainly am as well. The players have gotten off to a very good start, and they must have a good feel for the course right now and know what they have to do in order to win.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present third round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. This is the third round of the Web.com Tour Championship, the fourth and final stop of the Web.com Tour Finals. So we're into the weekend, Frank, and just remind people what's at stake here.
Top 50 players are going to go forward and play the big tour, the PGA Tour, the chance to play in major championships, the chance to become a star of the future. And right now, Rich, there's just 36 holes separating them between now and their dream.
Frank, how would you describe the bunker all along the right here at number 4?
Well, it looks like it never stops. It covers really the entire length of that tee shot down the right side.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing. Heading for the bunker.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but the short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Oh, without a doubt, that will be on the highlight reel later tonight. Excellent shot. Fifth hole here at TPC Sawgrass, long par 4. What's the challenge, Frank?
Depending, really, if you're a long or short hitter. The long hitters have the luxury of taking it over the corner of the bunker down the right. The shorter hitters really play at that bunker down the left, 320 run out.
In the fairway.
Second shot.
Frank, obviously when people think about TPC Sawgrass, I think most think about the 17th. It's about 140 yards of pure terror. It is, as they have said, you want to go low.
The amazing thing about 17, it's the only hole really that Pete Dye didn't design. 17's designed by his wife Alice. They had a problem trying to get from 16 to 18. It was a big area that they dug out when they tried to get some of the sand for the golf course. And then Alice Dye said, well, why not just put a hole there? And really, when you think about it, the advent of stadium golf, the island green at 17, that's what's pushed this game over the last 25 years.
Never a bad score on the card. That's par. Frank, you don't want to get too cute with that second shot here at the 6th.
I remember many a time, Rich, when they put the flag right of center. You try and hit a little bit too close, those palm trees all of a sudden come into play. It's one of those, that ball can go anywhere.
He moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Still from 141 yards out, it's a green light special. This is just a superb performance. Great round to this point, Frank, and you can really see that reflected in his mood today.
Yeah, it just looks too easy. Swinging the club beautifully. Ball's going exactly where he wants it to. He's not trying to take too many risks. So consequently, he's getting birdie opportunity after birdie opportunity.
So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait. And at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
Superb shot.
It's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
And getting ready for the putt. And takes care of business there.
Solid stroke.
Frank, what do you think of the 7th?
Interesting par 4 for two reasons. The undulating green on the end of the hole that also shapes to the right, that makes it look like a dogleg right. But really, you want to play that tee shot just inside those top bunkers down the right side.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Nothing to argue about there. Right in the fairway. Now the approach to the 7th. Frank, what do you need to be mindful of here?
It's rather narrow in the front of this green, and then there's some mounds both right and left. Be very aware of those mounds. They can actually help you out.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. It'll generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. It's for birdie. Or yesterday. Now for birdie.
Ja, klar, Alter.
Now, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. You have to make
Ist
those
nicht
from
wahr,
that distance.
Alter.
That hurts.
Ja, ja.
And he makes it for a bogey.
Damit bin ich wieder even, Alter.
Frank, this is a hole that I really like. The 8th, 237-yard par 3, just a necklace of bunkers surrounding the green. What's the best approach?
You come out through that chute or that hallway of trees there, and this being the longest of the 4 par 3s at TPC Sawgrass, the green actually plays much smaller than what it looks because of the narrow entry.
That's a bit offline in the rough. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
Great shot out of the rough. He avoided all the trouble just to get that on the green.
That was not an easy shot. He'll settle. He has this for par.
Ja, wieder ein Bogey. Deswegen +1, Alter. Leck mich doch am Arsch, Alter.
So they'll tap in.
Yeah, that was a tricky one, but it's in.
Frank, what do you make of the final hole here on the front side, the 583-yard par 5 ninth?
Just depends on how much you want to risk here. If you hit a good drive down the right side, it's certainly gettable for 2. But you can make an absolute mess here at 9.
Good lie in the fairway. Good chance to make something happen here. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Frank, this is all about plotting your way around. Now the third shot at the ninth.
Yeah, there's a reward for a precise short iron shot in here. It depends on the right or the left. Precision pays off.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance.
Yes! Aber jetzt könnte ich Steven werden
Chance
wieder.
now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
He's made it. Frank, the ninth is really a good par 5, isn't it?
There's so many options here. Just play it away, sort of 3-wood it down there, then go to the right and sort of wedge it on the green. But it's very tempting, especially in the right wind conditions. And that's if they're coming over your shoulder for a right-hander from right to left. Then this par 5 is very reachable.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present final round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. Just before we get to what they call the gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18, 15 requires all of your attention, doesn't it, Frank?
Personally, I think this is the prettiest hole on the golf course, Rich. I've actually often gone back there and taken pictures. Just a gentle dogleg to the right. You come out of the chute. Seems to be a generous fairway. You just get a little view of the bunker down the right side. But fortunately, there's no lip there, so that's not a concern. The green, all sorts of weird and wonderful waves on it. Well protected by a big bunker on the left, and there's 2 little pop bunkers out on the right that, well, if your first time around, you might notice. This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Solid play, hard of the green. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Just keeping the leaders within sight, Frank.
Doing a good job, really. Leaders at the moment, seem to be in a playing to a different level, but top 10, interesting over these next few holes.
That one is just a little offline, and that will not end up in the fairway. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Look out, this could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
In the thick stuff.
Thick? It's brutal out there.
Frank, you always talk about it not compounding the error, but here again, another shot from the rough.
Yeah, if you try again.
Not too bad, about 25 feet away. Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Good par. Frank, a couple different ways to watch golf as a fan. You could follow your favorite player for a number of holes, or you can park yourself in one spot. I think one of the better ones is the hill behind the 17th at TPC Sawgrass.
Yeah, and that's why the reaction of the fans is so different. If you followed that player the whole way around, you lived and died on every shot he's hit. Meanwhile, if you're stuck at a hole, you want to see some tragedy, you want to see some great shots, and consequently you get that divergence of different type of fan.
Nein, Alter. Millimeter. Dran vorbei.
And move on with a par in his pocket. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Now to the final hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. Frank, is this one of the toughest finishing holes in the sport?
It is, because the simple reason you played 17 holes and the job isn't done yet.
Ja, geht
This is
wieder
taken
irgendwie
off on a weird line.
verkehrte Richtung.
It's
Ja.
going to be in the rough, it looks like. And it is not looking like a good lie. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Well, Frank, you want to finish it off in style. The approach here to the final hole.
You'd take anything that lands in the middle of this green. Mind you, Hal Sutton, be the right club. Hard to forget that. Even Adam Scott, remember his first big championship win all those years ago. 3-iron from the middle of the fairway, wet. Still managed to make 5, which was enough to win. But such a daunting second shot.
No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
So that concludes the final round here at this spectacular setting. Frank, final thoughts on the tournament?
Rich, I thought this was really a fantastic venue that challenged the players, and we saw some exciting golf out there all across the board.